again. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller. Yeah, that'll work. Back again. So we should have rebooted now. All of our host system requirements should be met. Now, if you're following along with a different operating system, or even this one, definitely double check and make sure. Okay. But I feel pretty confident that we're going to be okay. So let's go. Now, we're going to cd into our LFS stuff directory. I'm going to go sudo su right here. And I'm going to call up screen. This way, any screen session I have should have root privileges automatically. Okay. And let's say links with a Y. And we'll call up LFS book. Okay. And once again, I'm really not going to dive too much into each one of these. It's good reading material. You really learn a lot about what's going on. I'm just going to jump straight into creating a new partition. So section 2.2, creating a new partition. We'll scroll down here. And what we have to do is go to make, and the book here says make FS verbose type ext4. I'm not going to use an ext4 partition. I'm going to use an ext3 partition. Okay, so we'll say make e2 FS journal and verbose makes it ext3 partition SDA, and pick your partition that you want to install or make your LFS partition. So mine's going to be a 9. And then it also talks about making swap. I'm not going to use a swap partition. I got 2 gigs of RAM on this, and I'm not going to swap out with LFS. Well, I don't plan on it anyway. There's a lot of dogma about swap. You guys can read about that, but I've found swap not to be very useful for a machine with a lot of gigs like I have. So let's say export our favorite variable, which is mount LFS. Okay, and we want to echo this out and make sure it's stuck. Okay, now let's make our directory or mount point. It's going to be make directory parent and verbose $LFS. Okay, and we want to mount our formatted partition we just made to that directory. God. ext3 dev SDA 9 $LFS. Okay, you can check and make sure that's stuck. Okay, and you can see here at the bottom it did. Good to go. Okay, there's different mounting schemes that you guys can read about. It's up to you. Swap again. Swap on. Okay, now I'm going to make the make directory verbose $LFS sources. Okay, and I want to change mod verbose a plus wt $LFS sources. What happened here? List $LFS source. So let me move $LFS source to $LFS sources. Now let me list out. Okay. Change mod verbose a plus wt $LFS sources. Okay. Alright. Now we have a wget.list here. It says here an easy way to download all the packages and patches by using a wget.list as an input to wget. For example, that. Okay. Right here is what I'm going to jump out. We have our new file system mounted. So we're okay. All packages. Now, according to the book, you can go and get a wget.list. Okay. I'll show you where to go get that right now. You could go to google.com. You could go to the LFS site and get a wget.list, but I don't really like doing that so much. Let's say OSU, OSL. I'd like to go to Open Source University, or Oregon State University Open Source Labs, and get my, I'd like to make my own wget.list. And reason being is, a lot of times, some of these links here, especially if you have an older LFS or something else like that, the wget.list that you get may not be updated. If it's not updated, it's going to give you these links here. But if any of these links have ever been archived or moved, and that's very common with a old LFS, what you're going to run into is a lot of broken links and a lot of broken packages. So when you think you have something going on, you actually go to install this package. If you get the wrong link, it might not be there. It might be corrupted or something else. So I've experienced that in the past, and I like to steer away from that. And just go to where I know they'll have it, which is, if you find my URL, right here at the Oregon State University Open Source Labs. And these don't really change. And you can see, as we go down, you can see that all these links here, the hierarchy, is all back to Open Source Labs, or Oregon State University Open Source Labs. Okay, instead of it being, say, at bzip.org, you know, where they may archive it, they may move it around or something. Stuff like GNU is not going to change. A lot of these things in here will not change, but some of them could change. I've experienced that before. So, go back up, and we're just going to make our own wget.list. So I can hit, say, Control A, escape, enter, and drag out this URL. Okay, and I can say quit that now, and I can say links with a Y, dump, and I can say Control A, close bracket. I can dump this out, dump this URL out, and get less. Now this will dump out formatted text, okay, but if we keep scrolling down, eventually what we'll run into is some links. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get these links out of this, and we'll grep for something simple like packages. Let's say grep packages. Okay, so now we have a sorted list. Let's take care of that numbers, those numbers in the front over here. We'll just awk out, awk, $, print 2, or is it print $2? Print $2. This should print the second field. Okay, looks really good. And we could take that, let's tee it all off into get.list. Okay. If we say vim tiny get.list, you can look at it, and we have a little bit of jar roll up top here, so let's just get rid of this. And there we go. Start with all the config, or the, yes. Okay. You may see my screen flicker a little bit, and a lot of the times it's because I'm using tab. I'll talk about the importance of the tab switching in a second. Now if I say cat get.list, if I say cat get.list, while read line, do wget $line, done. Okay, and this is going to, whoa, let's stop that for a second because I just screwed something up. Let's remove auto all. Let's remove bash towards EZ. fix this patch. Okay, let's make a directory first. We'll call it packages. CD into packages, and we'll move the wget. We'll move get.list here. Okay, now let's say cat. Also, too, you can use the exclamation and the last command that you ran, or you can look it up in the history. You can say, if we say history and grep for cat, okay. If we say history and grep for cat, it's going to show us when the last time we ran the cat command. Okay. We can do that, and we can actually call it back up by saying not 80. Okay, or we can say not cat. Actually, if we say not cat, yeah, not cat will run that command again for us. Okay, so that's good. Let's just burn that off in the background. Okay, that's a surefire way to get a good list. You can even save that list. And I don't know if you've seen the OSU OSL site, but it goes all the way back even to 6.0, and a lot of those packages are hard to find if you use the book. But through the LFS or the Oregon State site, they're all there. So that's going ahead. Packages and packages, we got them. Let's go in the background. Let's say creating. Let's go on to section 4.2. Let's say echo $LFS. I'm going to do that several times to make sure that your variable is stuck or is sticking. Let's say make directory for both $LFS tools. Okay. And we also want to link symbolic and verbose $LFS tools and link that back up to root. And section 4.3, adding the user group add. Let's say again tab switching is very helpful. It's auto completes. Not only does it autocomplete, but also tries to autocomplete whatever's in the directory. And a lot of times you may be doing something in the wrong directory, and if you tab switch, you may run across that it's not auto-completing where it should. And if that's the case, you could be in the wrong directory when you're doing that. Okay? Or if we even say something like, if I threw out an O, okay, add, okay, and that's going to be a command not found. But you'll get errors when you're tab switching, which will help you. It'll help you out quite a bit, and I'll talk about more of that in a second. So let's say group add LFS. We need to create a new group for a user, just a temporary user. Since it's a temporary user, user add with bin bash capabilities group LFS make k dev null, and our username will be LFS. Since it's a temporary user, just call it LFS. There's really not too much. Really doesn't need that much thought, because it will get erased when we go ahead and do the install section. That is in the next. Well, that is in chapter 6. Password or LFS user. Keep your password above 5 characters. Even if you have to double it up, it's a good idea to keep it above 5. Do not do any open passwords, especially not at this point. You don't want to risk an install for something like that, especially so early into the system. A lot of programs do not like open passwords. We'll find that out. So let's say after we passworded, now we need to change ownership of LFS change the ownership of LFS tools directory to our user, our new user, which is LFS, and the same with our sources directory. Okay, good deal. Now let's see if our stuff is downloaded. It has. So here's all our patches and packages. And we'll just say copy all to mount LFS sources. And let's see, echo $LFS. Okay. And everything should be list out our LFS sources directory. Everything is copied over into our sources directory. Okay, good deal. And now it says here we have to go in, we have to log in as our new user, LFS. Okay. And you can see here that the PS1 prompt changed. Okay. Clear. And we have to set up our environment. So here let's say cat into tilde /.bash profile UF execution environment -I home is equal to $home term is going to equal $term. Our PS1 prompt is going to equal escape U stop escape W escape $space jump out bin bash. Check that real quick. Good. UF. And now we have to create our bash RC file. So we'll say cat into .bash RC. Okay. Set +H umask 022 LFS equals mount LFS. That's our hard-coded LFS variable. LC underscore all equals POSIX. LFS underscore target equals $encapsulate uname -M. Jump out and say LFS Linux GNU. So machine architecture looks good. Path is going to equal tools bin stop user bin. Okay. And next we have to say export LFS LC underscore all LFS underscore target path and EOF. Good deal. Now let's source our bash profile. And we should be good to go. Now if we say echo $LFS, we should get that back. That's good. And we can cd into LFS sources. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. I think that's where I'm gonna cut the video. We'll come back and we'll begin to build. Peace out.